For many people, Switzerland is considered one of the most beautiful countries on earth. Its small villages feel as if they were lifted straight from a timeless fairy tale. Trains glide through the Alps, reaching remote and unexpected corners of the mountains. Rugged terrain forces homes and buildings to rise in bold and surprising locations. Every landscape blends naturally, creating a balance of grandeur and tranquility. This documentary invites you to explore Switzerland's most captivating places, from hidden gems to stunning cities. Lauterbrunnen. Nestled deep in the Bernese Alps, Lauterbrunnen is a valley that leaves a lasting impression. Shaped during the final ice age, melting glaciers carved dramatic vertical cliffs that still define the landscape today. At the valley floor lies the village of Lauterbrunnen, often named among the world's most beautiful villages. And modestly designed churches create a timeless scene. The Lucina River curves gently through the valley, passing the village before flowing toward Interlaken. Snowbelt and rainfall feed the waterfalls, making them especially striking in spring and summer. On the green pastures, cows roam freely, continuing a long tradition of milk and cheese production. Grindelwald, tucked beneath dramatic Alpine summits. The village gained international recognition in the 19th century when mountaineering captivated travelers throughout Central Europe. Encircled by lush pastures, evergreen forests, and sheer cliffs, the setting feels unmistakably alpine. Traditional dark wooden chalets add a cozy, welcoming charm, while in summer, cattle wander calmly across the surrounding grasslands. A short distance from the town, cable cars ascend toward panoramic lookouts and mountain activity zones. Grindelwald. First, a neighboring mountain, remains among the most favored destinations for tourists. Gandria sits along the edge of Lake Lugano. Historically serving as an important resting point for journeys between Switzerland and Italy. Descending sharply toward the water from Mount Brer, The village features an old quarter shaped like a labyrinth of slim lanes, stone steps, and sheltered walkways. Numerous lakeside homes built in the 18th and 19th centuries still trace the shoreline. Forolio. This picturesque village stands out for a waterfall cascading from the Kalnegia River. It is set in Val Bavona, within the Italian-speaking Ticino region of southern Switzerland. Slate-tiled roofs are designed to endure severe winters and frequent rain. Nearby Sonogno is celebrated for its classic stone dwellings and a landscape that remains largely unspoiled. Landwasser Viaduct. It stands as a dramatic stone railway bridge often celebrated as a landmark achievement of Alpine engineering. It stretches across a narrow gorge shaped by the Landwasser River, a tributary flowing into the Albula. Built between 1901 and 1902 with locally sourced stone, the structure was completed without the use of scaffolding, as both sides were constructed simultaneously and joined at the center. More than 120 years later, the viaduct continues to symbolize remarkable accuracy and long-lasting strength in mountain railway construction. Zermatt. Set in the center of Valais, this mountain village lies at the foot of the Matterhorn. Since 1961, conventional cars have been prohibited to preserve clean air, with transport limited to electric vehicles. The village gained international attention during the 19th century as British climbers pioneered ascents of nearby summits. Among the world's peaks, the Matterhorn is instantly recognizable thanks to its striking pyramid silhouette. Gornergrat Railway. Rising from Zermatt toward the Matterhorn area, the Gornergrat Railway ascends rugged alpine terrain. Counted among the highest exposed rack railways in Europe, it was purpose-built to conquer sharp inclines. Reaching the summit, travelers are rewarded with sweeping views of Monte Rosa and the vast Gorner Glacier. Oeschinen Lake. This alpine lake at high elevation enchants visitors with vivid turquoise hues. Encircled by steep cliffs, it reflects the timeless alpine character of the Bernese Alps. Formed roughly 15,000 years ago following a major landslide, it is replenished by mountain runoff and subterranean springs. Set in a secluded mountain basin, the water stays pristine and, naturally filtered through rock layers, appears exceptionally clear. Rhine Falls. Recognized as Central Europe's strongest waterfalls. Rhine Falls unleashes an immense volume of water reaching nearly 600,000 liters per second in summer. The landscape around the falls is enriched with woodlands, historic castles, scenic trails, and panoramic viewpoints. A massive rock positioned at the center can be reached by boat, allowing visitors to experience the thunderous flow from an up-close vantage point. Lavaux is celebrated for its remarkable stepped vineyards. Hillsides cascade down to Lake Geneva, shaping a truly unique scenery. Viticulture here began in the Roman era, though the terraces seen today were created by Christian monks in medieval times. White grapes prevail, with Chasselas standing out for wines that are crisp, fragrant, and delicate. Mürren. Set atop a dramatic cliff, the village provides striking vistas across the Lauterbrunnen Valley and surrounding Alpine summits. Access is limited to cable cars and cogwheel trains, preserving its quiet charm. The landscape merges naturally with classic Alpine design. Characteristic steep rooftops help homes endure severe winters while maintaining interior warmth. Via Ferratas are secured mountain routes fitted with steel cables, metal ladders, and hanging bridges. They are typically located in alpine areas such as Zermatt, Interlaken, Engelberg, and Grindelwald. These paths originated during World War I, when they enabled soldiers to cross harsh mountain landscapes more quickly. The routes guide climbers across glaciers, alongside waterfalls, over vertical cliffs, and through deep ravines. Lavaterzo. Situated in the core of the Versasca Valley, this village belongs to Switzerland's Italian-speaking area. The Church of Our Lady of the Angels marks the village centre. After suffering damage in the 1868 flood, the well-known jumping bridge was carefully rebuilt in the 20th century. Flowing through the valley, the Versasca River is celebrated for its transparent emerald water, shaping stone channels and dramatic gorges. Aletsch Glacier. The Aletsch Glacier is the biggest glacier in the Alpine region, stretching through the canton of Valais. Massive snowfields from the high summits of the Bernese Alps constantly replenish it. Holding nearly 10 billion tons of ice, it ranks among Europe's most significant freshwater stores. In warmer seasons, meltwater runs across the surface, carving streams. Where this water sinks, vertical ice wells known as moulins form, sometimes extending all the way down to the glacier's bedrock. Wengen. Situated on a natural rocky ledge overlooking the Lauterbrunnen Valley, this village commands sweeping high-altitude views. It was once a modest Alpine settlement where residents depended on mountain pastures for agriculture and herding. Access to Wengen is mainly provided by the cogwheel railway from Lauterbrunnen. Many buildings still preserve the character of the early 1900s, reflecting the period when Alpine tourism began to flourish. Morcote. Overlooking Lake Lugano, this village is known for its traditional architecture and romantic atmosphere. In Latin, Lake Lugano was called Ceresio, a name linked to its long, branching shape. From the lakeshore, the town climbs the hillside, where cobbled alleys and stone stairways lead toward the church. Its closeness to Lombardy once attracted Renaissance artists and merchants, enriching local culture. Located near the lake in southern Switzerland, Morcote enjoys a mild microclimate where palm trees and Mediterranean plants flourish. Poschiavo is a peaceful mountain village nestled in the Val Poschiavo Valley near the Italian border, where Swiss and Italian cultures blend naturally. Its elegant historic houses, quiet squares, and slow rhythm of life reflect centuries of living history. The region is widely known for organic farming and a strong commitment to sustainable living, offering a rare balance between people and nature. Surrounded by high mountains, forests, and trans-Alpine railway lines, Poschiavo feels both majestic and poetic. Today, the village draws visitors not with noise or spectacle, but with an authentic sense of calm that feels increasingly rare in modern Europe. Brusio Viaduct. The train eases into a perfect spiral, circling quietly above the open valley. Without tunnels or rack systems, the bridge solves elevation through pure geometry and restraint. As the loop closes, it reveals an Alpine engineering mindset, subtle, precise, and far ahead of its era. The first impression of Iseltwald is tranquility. Only the gentle sound of water touching the shore and the breath of the mountains remain. Before tourism appeared, life here was closely linked to fishing and small fields along the lake. On the promontory extending into the water, a 19th century mansion quietly witnesses the passage of time. The mineral-rich water from the glacier flows in, creating the distinctive blue color of Lake Brienz, giving this village its unique beauty. Perched above the quiet waters of Lake Wallen, Amden greets visitors with open skies and wide alpine meadows where time seems to slow down. The journey here, once demanding, has become part of the pleasure as modern roads and cable cars gently lift travelers into the highlands. On weekends, footsteps from nearby cities blend with the rhythm of nature, yet the village keeps its calm. Amden isn't about rushing through sights, it's about breathing deeper and rediscovering space. The Rhone Glacier lies near Furka Pass, where winding Alpine roads meet ancient ice. This is where the Rhone River begins its long journey toward Lake Geneva, carrying the spirit of the mountains downstream. A massive wall of ice descends from towering peaks, creating a scene that feels both fragile and majestic. The glacier belongs to the Uri Alps, yet it is framed by the vast presence of the Bernese Alps beyond. Each year, melting ice reveals a completely new ice cave, quietly reshaped by nature itself. Standing here, visitors often feel a deep calm, reminded of time's slow rhythm and the enduring power of the Alps. Hotel Belvedere sits dramatically on the Furka Pass, where rock, ice, and silence define the high Alps of Switzerland. Built in 1882, the hotel reflects Belle Époque elegance, standing as a quiet witness to the golden age of Alpine travel. From its balconies, visitors once gazed directly onto the Rhone Glacier, where ancient ice slowly shaped the landscape below. Its remote location made it a refined stop for explorers, artists, and travelers seeking something beyond ordinary journeys. Though no longer operating today, the hotel remains a powerful symbol of nostalgia and mountain grandeur. Standing before it, travelers feel a rare stillness, where time slows and nature gently reminds us of its enduring scale. Susten Pass lies deep within the Swiss Alps, connecting the Reuss Valley in Uri with the Aare Valley in Bern. The road winds gently through glaciers, cliffs, and sharp bends, where nature still breathes at its own ancient pace. Since the Middle Ages, this route served as a vital trade passage, shaped by generations crossing in quiet determination. The modern road, opened in 1945, transformed Susten into a journey of both engineering and poetry. Every tunnel and curve reveals sweeping glacier views, reminding travelers of nature's quiet power. For visitors, Susten Pass is not just a road, but a moment of calm, awe, and reflection among the mountains. Frohnalpstock rises in the canton of Schwyz, central Switzerland, like a natural balcony above the Alps. From the summit, Lake Lucerne stretches quietly below, framed by deep valleys and dramatic cliffs that inspire both calm and awe. The journey begins in the mountain village of Stoos, where the slower rhythm of life sets a peaceful tone. Hiking trails branch out along narrow ridgelines, guiding travelers through a delicate balance between sky and stone. On clear days, the view extends across nearly 100 peaks, revealing the vast scale of the Alpine landscape. Here, visitors often pause in silence, allowing the wind and endless horizons to leave a lasting sense of serenity. Bern is the federal capital of Switzerland, gently embraced by the looping curve of the Aare River. Its sandstone old town and long arcaded streets feel timeless, preserving centuries of quiet continuity. Here, Albert Einstein once shaped the foundations of relativity, turning ordinary days into intellectual history. In summer, the Aare becomes a living rhythm as locals and visitors float calmly along its clear waters. The Zitglogger clock tower marks each hour with subtle mechanical figures, reminding us that time moves differently here. Bern welcomes travelers not with spectacle, but with a deep sense of calm, memory, and enduring harmony. Thun sits at the gateway to Lake Thun, where the Alps begin to soften and time feels unhurried. Rising quietly, Thun Castle from the 12th century watches over the city with calm authority. Its multi-level old town creates the sensation of walking between two worlds, daily life below and medieval memory above. The clear waters of the Aare River flow from the Alps, winding gracefully through streets and bridges. For centuries, Thun served as a key military center where discipline and strategy shaped its identity. Today, the town offers visitors a feeling of stability, calm strength, and a gentle sense of timeless reflection.
Glacier 3000 rises high in the Swiss Alps, set between the cantons of Vaud and Bern. It is surrounded by peaks approaching 3,000 meters, where snow and stone shape a powerful, silent horizon. The glacier itself is made of vast ice fields, formed over centuries from layers of compacted snow. Here, the air feels lighter, and time seems to slow beneath the wide Alpine sky. Travelers come to Glacier 3000 to walk above the clouds and witness the raw beauty of high mountains. Leaving this place, they carry a deep sense of calm and awe for nature's enduring grandeur. Salenfay Dam lies deep within the Valais region, where the rugged Alpine mountains create a landscape both wild and serene. Glaciers, high-altitude forests, and rolling alpine meadows surround the dam, forming a scene that feels vast yet comforting. From this vantage point, the horizon stretches across Switzerland, France, and Italy in a single, breathtaking view. The dam forms Lac de Salenf, a quiet reservoir that gathers mountain waters to generate hydroelectric power. Each summer, herders bring cattle to graze on nearby pastures, continuing a centuries-old Alpine tradition. At Salenf, visitors often feel a gentle calm, as if the mountains invite them to slow down and breathe with the land.
Spies rests quietly on the shores of Lake Thun, where the Alps seem to soften as they meet the water. Its castle, dating back to the 10th century, watches over the town like a silent keeper of centuries past. Vineyards cascade down the hillsides, a rare and gentle sight within the dramatic Alpine landscape. Here, winemaking remains a living tradition, shaped by sunlit slopes and the rhythm of the seasons. Visitors wander slowly along the harbour, drawn to the calm reflections and unhurried pace of life. Spiez leaves travellers with a sense of peace and nostalgia, a place where time feels kind and beautifully still.
Lucerne lies in the heart of Switzerland, where the Alps gently give way to a city shaped by history and water. Here, modern life blends seamlessly with old-world charm, creating a rhythm that feels both timeless and alive. Its well-preserved medieval streets, churches, stone towers, and historic buildings carry the quiet presence of centuries past. The Reuss River, born in the Alps, flows calmly through the city, mirroring wooden bridges and painted facades along its banks. Crossing the river, Chapel Bridge stands as the oldest covered wooden bridge in Europe, a silent guardian of memory. In Lucerne, visitors do not simply explore a destination, they slow down, breathe deeply, and feel a lasting sense of peace and wonder. Grindelwald is a small alpine village perched on the cliffs above the Lauterbrunnen Valley in Switzerland's Bernese Oberland, where silence feels wide and natural. With no cars and no rush, wooden chalets and open meadows create the sense that time has gently slowed down. Life here follows traditional farming rhythms, quiet footpaths, and the simple routines of mountain living. From the village, travelers look out over deep valleys, slender waterfalls, and distant alpine peaks standing in quiet strength. Cavernio is a small village in the Valle Maggia Valley of southern Switzerland, where the Alps enclose the landscape in a profound sense of calm. Traditional stone houses with low sloping roofs reflect a long history of coexistence between people and a rugged mountain environment. Life here moves slowly and simply, shaped by agriculture and the natural rhythm of the valley. Surrounding Cavernio are forests, mountain slopes, and trails leading into the wild Val Bavona, creating a scene that feels both majestic and untouched. Visitors come not for excitement, but to experience silence and a deeper connection with nature. Leaving Cavernio, one carries a quiet nostalgia, as if having stepped briefly into an earlier, timeless Switzerland. Bellinzona lies in southern Switzerland, the capital of Ticino, where alpine routes once guided travelers toward the south. Its three medieval castles rise above the town, standing quietly as guardians of centuries of history. Long stone walls trace the hillsides, creating a sense of strength, protection, and timeless order. Below, the old town moves slowly, filled with sunlit squares, cafes, and a gentle southern atmosphere. Visitors come not only for its UNESCO heritage, but to feel the rare harmony between Swiss precision and Italian warmth. Leaving Bellinzona feels calm and reflective, as if time itself has softened its pace just for you. The Appenzell Prealps lie in northeastern Switzerland, where gentle hills rise gradually toward the majestic Alpine range. This region is known for its lush green meadows, finely decorated wooden houses, and a rhythm of life that feels calm and unhurried. The soft sound of cowbells drifting across the hills evokes a quiet nostalgia for a timeless Europe. Winding trails through pastures and small villages invite travelers to slow down and reconnect with nature. The landscape is not dramatic, yet its openness creates a gentle sense of grandeur. Chon lies at the heart of the Rhône Valley in the Swiss canton of Valais, where the Alps open into a wide and tranquil landscape. The city is defined by two iconic rocky hills, crowned by Valais Basilica and Tourbillon Castle, silently facing each other across centuries. Below them, the old town preserves Roman and medieval traces, giving Sion a deep yet gentle historical presence. Vineyards spread across the surrounding slopes, glowing under the dry, sunlit climate that characterizes Valais. Visitors come not for haste, but to slow down, walk quietly, and feel the rhythm of nature shaping daily life. The Durbarens Road lies deep in the Valais region of Switzerland, winding through a remote valley shaped by ancient rock slides. This narrow mountain road curves between towering cliffs and silent pine forests, creating a feeling both fragile and majestic. Each bend reveals a new scene, where light and shadow slowly shift across stone and trees. At the end of the journey rests Lake Durbarens, calm and reflective, holding the memory of untouched nature. Ebenalp is located in Appenzell Innerrhoden, eastern Switzerland, where gentle alpine landscapes open into a calm and spacious horizon. The area is known for its dramatic cliffs, green meadows, and a cable car that lifts visitors high above the valleys in minutes. It is closely connected to mountain caves and the iconic Escher restaurant, clinging to the rock and creating a scene both wild and timeless. From the top, views stretch across the Alps, Lake Constance, and quiet villages resting far below. Visitors come to hike, watch clouds drift slowly, and feel the rhythm of life soften with each step. Geneva lies in western Switzerland along the serene shores of Lake Geneva, embraced by the Alps and the Jura Mountains. The city is famed for the Jet d'eau fountain rising gracefully from the lake, a symbol of elegance and vitality. Its old town, with cobbled streets, historic churches, and quiet squares, reveals a deep sense of time and memory. Geneva also stands as a global center of diplomacy, home to major international organizations that reflect peace and humanity. Visitors come to stroll by the lake, gaze toward distant peaks, and slow down with the city's refined rhythm. Where the Rhône and Arve converge, their distinct waters blend side by side, forming a vivid visual contrast. This scene is most clearly enjoyed from the bridge overlook and the nearby green space called La Jonction. Staubifal Waterfall is located in the Lauterbrunnen Valley of central Switzerland, tucked beneath the towering cliffs of the Alps. The slender stream falls gracefully from above, breaking into a fine mist as it reaches the valley floor, giving the waterfall its name. During spring and early summer, melting snow feeds the fall, making it appear more vibrant and alive. Rather than power or roar, Staubifal captivates with its softness and fragile beauty. Travelers often pause quietly along the path, feeling the cool spray and listening to the gentle whisper of falling water. Leaving Staubifal, visitors carry with them a calm, reflective emotion, as if nature has quietly spoken to their hearts. Interlaken is located in central Switzerland, nestled between Lake Thun and Lake Brienz, at the heart of the Bernese Alps. The town is distinguished by the vast Hohermatter meadow, offering an open view towards snow-capped mountain peaks. Its atmosphere feels calm yet alive, where pristine nature blends seamlessly with classic European architecture. Interlaken attracts travelers who seek mountains, lakes, and slow journeys immersed in natural beauty. Every moment here feels gentle and expansive, as if time itself moves in harmony with the landscape. Usain is a small village in the southern Switzerland, quietly set among the surrounding Alps. The village is best known for its natural earth pyramids, formed during the Ice Age and standing like ancient guardians of the landscape. Tall columns of compacted earth, topped with heavy stones, create a scene that feels both surreal and majestic. Life here moves slowly, with little noise beyond the wind and the distant sounds of nature. Visitors come to pause, observe, and photograph these rare geological formations shaped over thousands of years. Light glides across the earth pillars, where shades of brown, gold, and grey softly merge in a subtle moment of colour transition.
Jungfraujoch.
Jungfraujoch lies between the Jungfrau and Munch peaks, rising over 3,400 metres within Switzerland's majestic Alpine heart. Known as the top of Europe, it hosts the highest railway station on the continent, suspended between sky and ice. The mountain railway carries visitors through solid rock and eternal snow, creating a slow, unforgettable alpine journey. The air feels pure and still, blending cold wind and bright light into a sense of quiet grandeur. Visitors often pause in silence, absorbing the scale of nature and the calm rhythm of the mountains. From the Sphinx Observatory, the vast Aletsch Glacier unfolds silently, revealing centuries of frozen history. Stein am Rhein lies in northern Switzerland, where the Rhine leaves Lake Constance, offering a uniquely peaceful atmosphere. The town is famous for fresco-painted medieval houses, vividly preserving centuries of history and artistic heritage. Narrow cobblestone streets guide visitors slowly through timeless scenery, evoking gentle nostalgia and quiet reflection. The clear blue Rhine flows past the town, reflecting soft light and creating a calm, almost dreamlike landscape. Stein am Rhein attracts travelers who love history, photography, and the beauty of slow European town life. Every corner feels like a living painting, blending human presence with the passage of time. Leaving Stein am Rhein, visitors carry a sense of serenity, as if touched by an ancient memory. Zinal Glacier lies deep within Val d'Anniviers Valley, Valais Canton, surrounded by the majestic Swiss Alps. This ancient ice flow winds through grey rock landscapes, reflecting a mysterious and cold blue light. It is nourished by perpetual snow from surrounding peaks rising over 4,000 meters above sea level. Each summer, slow-melting ice forms clear streams, weaving gently through the silent Alpine valley. Travelers come here for hiking, pristine scenery, and moments of rare tranquility in untouched nature. The vast landscape evokes awe and humility, while quietly restoring a deep sense of inner calm.， Giesbach Falls. A quiet symphony of water and stone, where Switzerland reveals its most peaceful story. Giesbach Falls lies beside Lake Brienz in Bern, hidden among forests and gentle mountain slopes. More than 10 cascading steps flow downward, creating soft movement and meditative sound. A winding trail circles the falls, allowing visitors to walk close to cool water and white mist. Above stands the historic Grand Hotel Giesbach, recalling Europe's golden age of travel. In summer, sunlight through falling water forms shimmering, almost dreamlike patterns. Giesbach Falls is a meeting place for souls who love nature, are passionate about photography, and embrace a slower rhythm of life. Witznau feels like a place where time slows down, a quiet village resting beside deep blue Lake Lucerne. The village lies in central Switzerland, along Lake Lucerne's shore, beneath the majestic Rigi Mountains. Lakeside wooden houses, small harbours and silent roads shape a calm and unhurried daily rhythm. Witznau is famous as the starting point of Europe's oldest cogwheel railway to Mount Rigi. The still lake mirrors clouds and peaks, creating a deeply peaceful and contemplative atmosphere. Visitors come to relax, stroll along the water, and breathe exceptionally fresh Alpine air. Gruyere feels like a living medieval story, where time slows down with quiet elegance. The village lies in Switzerland's Fribourg canton, gently resting against the green Alpine foothills. Gruyere Castle rises proudly on a hilltop, preserving centuries of noble history and legend. Cobblestone streets, old houses, and wooden balconies evoke a deep sense of nostalgia. Surrounding meadows, mountains, and drifting clouds create scenery both peaceful and majestic. The region is world famous for Gruyere cheese, a timeless symbol of Swiss culinary heritage. Swiss National Park. A place where nature is strictly protected, reminding us how rare untouched wilderness has become today. The park lies in the Engadin Valley, eastern Switzerland, within Graubünden Canton, near Austrian and Italian borders. Wild alpine peaks, ancient pine forests, and deep valleys create a majestic yet profoundly quiet landscape. Founded in 1914, it is the oldest national park in the Alps, governed by strict conservation principles. Wildlife such as ibex, red deer, and golden eagles roam freely in an undisturbed natural habitat. Leaving the park, travelers carry a deep sense of calm and respect for nature's enduring resilience.
Simplon Pass.
Among the majestic Alps, Simplon Pass is known as a historic route linking Switzerland and Italy. The pass lies in southern Switzerland, crossing Valais and opening toward Italy's Piedmont region. Winding roads cut through high mountains, glacial lakes, and deep valleys, blending strength with serenity. From Roman times to Napoleon's era, Simplon served as a vital trans-European trade corridor. In summer, green alpine meadows dominate. In winter, snow creates a timeless, nostalgic landscape. Travelers come to drive, photograph, and experience the slow rhythm of mountain life.